Welcome to tonight's story, The Devil's Voice. You're in for a real treat. The story starts in the heart of beautiful Louisville, Kentucky, home to the Derby races, good eating and performing. Now, folks, sit back and let me walk you through this wonderful story. Starting with our sister, Miss Shay Brown. It's a beautiful day in Louisville, with beautiful fall weather in the air. Shay is arriving on the bus to visit her sister, Leah, and her nephews for a few days. Her sister Leah will be performing this weekend for their annual talent night, where Mr. Ray signs on new talent for his traveling show. Shay is laid back and not really into the club scene, but tonight she will be stepping out with Leah for her last show. Word around town is that anyone who steps on stage at Mr. Ray's place is a guaranteed star. Now, back to Mrs. Shay. She's very excited to see her sister and her nephews. It's been some time since she's been back home. Living in a big city like L.A. can be a lot for a young country girl like herself. The bus driver lets everyone know there are 20 more minutes until they arrive. Shay reaches down for her purse but notices it's not there. As she continues to look, she sees 3 boys sitting behind her, laughing at each other. Shay looks back at the boys and asks, "Which one of you took my purse?" The boys look at Shay for a second, laugh at her, and then return to their conversation. The 3rd boy puts on his headphones and hoodie and lies his head on the window. Shay's infuriated at this moment. She takes a couple of breaths, reaches back, and snatches one of the young boys' phones. The boys jump up and exchange words back and forth with Ms. Shay. She demands that they give her purse back, and she will give them back their phone. The boys are persistent. They don't have her purse. One of the brothers nudges the one laying his head on the window to let him know what's going on. As he stands up, he pulls a knife on Shay. She jumps back as he directs the knife towards her neck. Others sitting around get up and move, but one particular man starts walking up towards the boys. A tall black brother wearing a black trench coat and shoes with a black satchel going across his neck. The man walks up and grabs the young boy's wrist and twists it hard, making him fall to the ground. One of the other boys swings at him, but he blocks it and knocks him to the ground. The guy looks at the boys, and they look back, trembling in fear. "Now I'm going to let you young kings go, but we're not going to have any trouble out of you," the man said. The boys shake their heads no and move to another seat. As the 3rd boy leaves, her purse drops, and the tall man grabs it and hands it to her. Shay thanks the man for his help. She's still a little shook, but the man calms her down, and she sits back down. The bus driver gets on the announcement saying 10 more minutes. The man introduces himself to Shay. The name is Charles Renwick. He notices Shay about to approach the boys. He pulls her back. Shay darts her eyes at him. "Those brothers are harmless, just some young Negroes clowning around," the man says. "You got your purse back. They're not going to bother you again." "How do you know that?" "Because I used to be just like them. They were harmless. They just needed somebody to get them in check, that's all." The bus is pulling up to the station, and Shay notices her sister and nephews standing outside, waving to her as it pulls up. Before they get off, the man hands her a flyer to a speakeasy hosting amateur night at the club. Shay reads it with excitement. "Oh, thank you, my sister Leah." She looks around, but notices he's already gone. Shay spots Leah, gives her sister and boys a hug, and they all head off to the car. As they approach Leah's apartment, Shay pulls the flyer out that the man on the bus gave her. As she is looking at the flyer, her name slowly starts to appear on the flyer. She gets startled and throws the flyer down. Her sister, Leah, grabs it and notices it was an invitation for her to perform tonight. Leah encourages her to perform tonight. "You'll be great," she says, "and I'll introduce you." Later on that night, the sisters are getting dressed and practicing her vocals for Mr. Ray's place. Shay and her sister start singing and dancing as she prepares for tonight's show. As she's getting ready, the doorbell rings. The sisters look at each other. Leia suggests she has no company coming over and walks over to the door. She looks through the peephole, but nobody is there. She opens the door and there's a taxi outside waiting. Shay looks at her sister and asks her if she called a taxi. Leia said no. Shay suggests it may be the fine man who gave you the invitation for tonight, but I'm not ready. The taxi driver yells out, "Pick up for Shay Brown." Shay looks confused, but Leia insists for her to go. "I'll meet you there, sis. I don't go until the end anyway. Have fun, girl." Leia waves at Shay, walks down the stairs to the cab. As she opens the door, she realizes she left her invitation upstairs. Shay asks the cab driver to give her a minute. He responds by saying, "Anything for you, Mrs. Lady." She heads back upstairs and knocks on the door, but Leia doesn't answer. Shay notices the door is unlocked and grabs her invitation on the table. She yells to her sister, "All right, sis, I'm heading out," but she notices a shadow of a man closing the door. Leia yells back, "See you soon, sis," and Shay leaves. Who was the man behind the door? Stay tuned for next week's episode of The Devil's Voice.